Well, folks, what about just here we go again, day 10 now. We're saved, going on to the church. I'm involved in a lot of stuff, Bible studies, going to prayer meetings and everything, just really enjoying them. And then got involved with the outreach team, which meant we went on door to door on a Monday night. And I just went along with the guys, and half the guys around the estate knew me or drank with me at one time, couldn't believe I was there. But the guys did a fantastic job bringing the gospel. And then there was open airs on a Saturday, and I remember going to those, and there was a wee band playing, and then I would share a wee testimony, and people would preach, and different people would be involved in it. Remember one day at the corner of Agnes Street, the Standard Bar had been blown up, and the band came down, and I knew most of the guys in the band. They stopped there, and they're shouting and giving a bit of banter over, and it just kept playing and playing and playing. I just kept talking about Jesus. It was amazing. And we found at the back of the church it was a wee bit noisy, and our kids, of course, were perfect. They never made a noise in church, but we decided we'd move up the church a wee bit and get away from the noise at the back so we could concentrate a wee bit more and get more out of the service, as it were. So we moved up to the second seat up near Mrs. Edgar. Pastor Bob Edgar was a mighty man, great evangelist, and loved people with a great passion. And his wife used to play the organ, and we went up there, I remember sitting in the seat. Well, little did I know, but a lady came and said to me, "That's my seat you're sitting on." And of course, not knowing what to do in church and not having been around church or what the protocol was, I lifted the chair and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't see your name under here." And so she walked away. I think I embarrassed myself thinking about it now that I would say that to a lady. But that's the sort of boy I was. And we stayed in that seat for the next bunch of years, just up at the front, singing at the top of our voice, nobody near us, praising the Lord and getting excited about Jesus. And then there was an opportunity to go down to Tullymore. A friend of mine was getting married, and Dorothy and I went to the wedding in August. We came out of the wedding, and there was a reception in Paisley Park where I used to get drunk in. And we went to the reception, came out of the reception. They were all drinking beer. "What do you want, Grammar? What do you want, Grammar?" And I took a couple of Cokes, and then I had a bottle of cider. So then we said, let's go. The church having an outreach down and meeting some people from Dundalk, young believers who have come up to Dundalk to camp. Let's go. And we run away home, get changed as quickly as possible, got the kids, and down we went to Tullymore Forest Park on the church bus, singing away, "He That Believeth," "From the Rising of the Sun." Great songs, fantastic time indeed. And then one guy on the bus said to me, "If you've been drinking, big lad, I can smell drink of you." And of course there was a wee drop of cider. As I told you before, nobody told me to stop drinking. And I thought to myself, he can drink cider with me, and I like the taste of cider. I said, "I'm not going to drink this in case, people think I'm on the drink again." So that was the end of the cider. And we had a great time, met people there, and they invited us to Dundalk. And I used to go up and down to Dundalk every couple of weeks, do open airs on a Saturday. They throw bottles at us, throw eggs at us. There was a bunch of girls who had got saved in a shoe factory down there, and they were the nucleus of the church, and they brought young men in. In fact, the pastor of the church now, Peter and Phil, are still very good friends of ours, and other people still going to the church that were saved way back then. Those were powerful days, doing something in my heart, especially for the Republic of Ireland. You see, as someone as a Protestant from the Shankill Road, you have nothing to do with Catholics. You never meet a Catholic. I don't think I met a Catholic until I was 15. So now, anyone in Christ is a new creature. The old is gone and new is come. And now we see these people as brethren, brothers and sisters in Christ. We go up and down, stay with folks down there for the weekend, with the pastor, who's a wonderful, wonderful man, and Wilfo Brennan, and seeing the church grow there, and really enjoyed that very, very much. And then our soccer team started. We started playing football in September, and first match I played, we're playing against Shankill Baptist. Now I have to say this, don't ever go to a Christian football match. They all pray before it, and I was in the middle of it. "Oh God, give us a great game, help us to play well, help us to enjoy ourselves." And from the first minute, these boys started kicking lumps out of us, especially one of our younger players, smaller players. This big lad was just kicking them all over the place. And I said, "Hey, calm it down, we're all Christians here." And he's giving me a bit of abuse back. Well, the second half, I says to him, "Enough of this now, stop this." And he says, "Why?" So I chinned him, and down he went like a set of bagpipes. And I thought to myself, what have I done? I've lost my testimony here. I've sinned against God. And I pulled my shirt off, and I threw at one of our boys. I said, "That's me finished, no more." won't play again. That was me, and it was me finish because I knew my temper, and I walked away from that, and I didn't play again for the team. I'm glad I didn't. And we used to have a couple of guys who would come to our house 3 or 4 nights a week. We had Raymond and Billy, and then David, the assistant pastor, used to come and study the Bible, read the Bible, pray together up until all hours of the day and night. And some nights I would say about 1 in the morning, I said, you guys, when you're finished, just pull the front door shut on the way out. I'm away to bed. And so a little while later, you would hear them go out and standing outside underneath our bedroom window, still talking for another hour outside there. And those were powerful days. Many people coming back on a Sunday night, just enjoying the fellowship. And we were just truly and wholly enjoying Jesus. And then something happened was going to form where my life was going. Henry, who's the CEF worker in our area, came, started talking about children's ministry. And I felt God saying to me, this is a ministry I want you to be involved in, working with children. I was trying everything, open airs, door to door, everything. But I felt God saying, this is what I want you involved in. And so the next Monday night, he said, there's a good news club and outreach for children in your area on the Monday night when you go down. And I went down there, and there was 2 young ladies, Linda and Margaret, and they were running the club, and it was fantastic. And I'd never seen anything like it. There's 2 wee bucks in the front row, and they were fighting each other. And of course, in those days, I thought grace was something you said at the dinner table. So I slapped their ears, said, sit you down there and listen to these girls. And they did. And we're singing away, good news, Christ died for me. Good news, if I believe. Good news, I'm saved eternally. That's wonderful, extra good news. Amazing. Singing and learning the scriptures. And I said, girls, I'd love to get involved. And they said, well, we've been praying for a male to come and help us here. Please come and get involved. I went to Monday night training with Henry and a bunch of other Good News Club teachers from around North Belfast in our church on a Monday night and learned much. Used to go on weekend trainings down to Kilkeel and really imbibing the Christian life, imbibing the Christian lifestyle. And then some of our guys went down to camp in County Donegal on the borders of Sligo. CEF worker there would come and invite people to come and help at camps. And his name was Joe. And so after a year, I thought to myself, I think this would be a great idea. I was involved in the training, involved in the club, really enjoying it. And I said, let me go down and see about these camps. And all the while, God, we're still testifying, we're still reaching out, we're still preaching, we're still seeing people saved. The first Christmas, I got 2 great books for Christmas, Louis Berkhof's Systematic Theology and Strong's Concordance. Used to get Young's Concordance for young Christians, Cruden's Concordance for crude Christians, and Strong's Concordance for strong Christian. And I want to be a strong Christian, so I get the Strong's. And this is sort of stuff I was reading, A.W. Tozer, Charles Swindoll, wonderful books to try and form what God has for me. And so we're doing all this, thinking about going to the Republic, thinking about helping the CEF camps, and knowing that God had much in store for us, but just enjoying the moment. Someone said to me, did you ever mention divorce again? Never. We're coming up now almost 47 years married. Glory to God. And we give him all the praise. So that's where we are at the story now. I'll tell you more as we enter in more with CEF and what God has in store for us in the days ahead. God bless your hearts. Thanks for listening.